So that you've come to the point to say, I'm done trying out for this role, devil. If I don't ever lose another pound, I'm the apple of my Father's eye. If I don't ever get another promotion, I hope I do. I'd like to. If God wants to give it to me, I'm going to do everything I can to play that part. But in the meantime, I've already got a God who isn't turning his back to me, waiting to see if he should pick me for his team. But I serve an unlimited God who custom tailored my life for the purpose that he wanted me to fulfill. And I thought I would close just by sharing a little story with you from when I was in 4th grade that for some reason has stayed in my mind all these years. And it has to do with how, just in a small way, God showed me that he put something in me that is special and unique, and it's all about him. But in order to get it out, he has to put me in a position of weakness so that the glory can all belong to him. And, okay, so basics of the story. I was in love with this girl in 4th grade named Jan Tyson. And I wanted so badly for her to notice me. She was my first ever all-consuming crush that, you know, just took all my attention, made me not want to eat, made me, in 4th grade. I used to listen to that Milli Vanilli song called Girl You Know It's True. And I would think about Jan Tyson. And just these little memories, but we were in music class together. Our teacher's name was Mr. Capps. And I love music class because that was one thing I excelled at. I wasn't as good in gym, PE, and all that. I'd never been very athletic, but I felt like I was a shining star in music class. And, you know, obviously in 4th grade, my voice had not changed yet, and so I could really hit the high notes. And we were singing one day in class, and Mr. Capps had just announced that we were going to have a school musical called At You the Mouse. That was the name of the musical. And he would be auditioning roles, and we would do the play for the whole school and then for our parents. And so we all needed to think about what role we wanted to play. He was going to be auditioning from all of his classes. And he pulled me aside after he made that announcement, after all the other kids had left, and he said, I want you, Steven, to be my At You the Mouse. So when I call for auditions for it, I want you to be ready, and I want you to be ready to be my At You the Mouse. It's the lead character in the play, and I want you to do it. He kind of told me that on the side. So, I guess it was like the next time we were in class, we were singing. He was teaching us the songs in the musical to get us ready for auditions. And I was singing at the top of my lungs, you know, because I'm going to be At You the Mouse. I need to get familiar with this role. And Jan Tyson sat, I don't know if she sat next to me or right around me, but I remember she leaned and tapped me when I was singing, and she was like, boy, you sing really high. And then the guy that was sitting close by, his name was Ricky, and he loved Jan Tyson too, so he saw it as an opening to take a shot. And he was like, yeah, kind of sounds like more like a girl than a boy, doesn't he? Or something along those lines. So I didn't say anything back, but I remember making the decision in my heart, that's the last high note I'm going to hit in this class. I'm not going to sing like a girl. I'm not going to be accused of singing like a girl. I'm not going to be associated with a girl. And so I just made the decision on the spot. I'm not auditioning for At You the Mouse. I'm auditioning for the part of the bad guy in the play called Kringle Cat. Because Kringle Cat had this real low voice, and Kringle Cat didn't have that many parts. And so when the audition came up a few days after that, when the call went out, who wants to audition for At You the Mouse, I just sat there and didn't step up. And I auditioned for Kringle the Cat instead. And my plan was to just sneak out before Mr. Capps could ask me anything about it, because we had this agreement. And I felt bad about breaking the agreement, but I felt worse about being embarrassed because of the way that I sing. And there was somebody that I wanted to turn their chair around, see. And just as a 4th grader, I'm not saying this is some deep wound or that that's a reason today that I struggle with control issues. I'm not trying to make a huge psychological connection, but that day that I didn't audition for At You the Mouse, just as I was about to get out the door, Mr. Capps called me back in the class. And he goes, what happened? Thought we had a deal. You were going to audition for At You the Mouse. And I just wanted to kind of get it over with, so I lied to him. I was like, I just wanted to be Kringle Cat instead. I did want to be the main character. Who wouldn't want to be that if your music teacher told you you could be it? That's what I wanted to be. But I just said, I just wanted to be Kringle Cat. It just seemed like a better part for me. And honest to God, that man looked at me and said, it's because Jan Tyson and those other kids told you sing like a girl that you didn't try out, isn't it? And I said, yes, sir. And he said, well, that's a shame. You're one of the most talented students I've ever had, ever, since I've been teaching. There's only really one student in this class that I think can hit those high notes. And so, are you really going to hide your light under a bushel? I still remember this, 4th grade. You know, be careful what you speak to your children, by the way. He said, are you really going to hide what God has put inside of you under a bushel? He starts giving me this Mr. Holland's Opus Academy Award speech. I'm like, no, sir, I'm not going to do it. I'll be At You the Mouse. And he was like, good. And I said, do I need to audition? He said, you never needed to audition. I had already chosen you to be the character because I know you can do it. And would you please trust me enough to know that I know who needs to be the character in my play? Now, I feel like God wanted to say to somebody today, how long are you going to hide the weakness that God actually wants to put on display and show to the world as His strength?